Hello everybody and welcome back to Bad Luck Garage. You may notice I'm actually riding around in a C10 again. Well, what's going on here is my buddy who wants to remain anonymous, but who said I could film the truck here. So anyway, he actually dropped this. This is I think an 81 C10. He has done a 5.3 LS swap with a TSP stage 2 truck cam, and he dropped this off last week for me to tune it. But the problem that I've been having is the weather, which we might actually have a problem with that today too. Looks like it may rain soon, but every time I try to street tune this thing, it starts raining, or I get home from work and it has been raining and the roads are wet, so haven't been able to tune it yet. To make matters worse, this thing has a set of pizza cutter tires on it and an open differential, which makes street tuning really hard because it does make good power, and you know, every time I try to roll into it to do a full throttle run, it just wants to light the back tire up. So yeah, if you're watching this, you know who you are. You're not making this easy on me. And to make it even more problematic to street tune it, it has an extremely high rear end gear in it. So, you know, first gear winds out at over 100 miles an hour, or I mean second gear winds out at over 100 miles an hour. So if I put it in first gear to try to do wide open throttle pulls, it will get zero traction. If I put it in second gear and do a roll on lugging it down, I can get traction for the most part then, but the problem with that is I have to do triple digits to tune in the top of the RPM range. Now, I'm not going to make this whole video about tuning. I am going to talk to you guys while I'm riding around tuning this thing. Right now I'm just getting it up to operating temp, which it looks like it's about there. What I actually want to talk to you guys about today is I hit a milestone on the channel last night, overnight, and it may not be a huge milestone to a bigger channel, but for a channel like mine, I'm really proud of it, and I owe it all to you guys. We hit 500,000 views last night, so that's 500,000 views. This channel's only a little over a year and a half old, so actually it's not even a year and a half old. So I am just super stoked about that. My goal for year 2 on this channel was to hit 5,000 subscribers. Well, year 2 on this channel started in February, guys. It is now the middle of August, and I'm only 200 subscribers away from hitting my goal for February. So that's really awesome. I hope that I'm making content that you guys still like. I know some of you got bummed out about me getting rid of Project Steppenwolf, but you know, guys, honestly, that was kind of a long time coming. I mean, you can't stay with the same content over and over. You know, it gets boring for me, it gets boring for you, it gets boring for everybody. So for those of you who don't know, we currently have 2 projects going on now. We have the 73 Nova, which, you know, we're currently doing stuff to it, and over the winter I'm going to be LS swapping it. I am doing the engine build currently on video. I'm actually waiting on a couple parts, and I'm going to start doing some videos putting the engine back together for it, the 6-liter. And then we've got the China Corvette project, the China Vet. So I am wanting to take the China Vet to the drag strip this weekend. Well, this Friday actually, but you know, it's all going to be dependent on the weather, guys. Hopefully, if everything works out, we're going to get to the drag strip. Now, it's just going to be 8th mile, but hopefully we'll get out there this weekend and get some baseline runs. You know, see what the Corvette is going to do in the 8th mile, the way it sits. That way we've kind of got a baseline to go from, and you know, we'll just keep going back to the strip as we add more modifications to it. So basically what's going on, guys, is I've already got all the part throttle stuff tuned in, like pretty dang good. I actually tuned all the part throttle right after he rebuilt the engine. He just got a wide band on it, and the engine is finally broken in. So now it's time to tune the full throttle. Well, I'd started tuning the full throttle in the VE table last week, but like I said, I got caught in the rain, traction issues, yada yada. All right, I want to keep talking, but I need to focus here, guys. This truck feels like it picks up speed almost as fast as the Vet. But like I said, I wanted to get out here on the interstate to tune this thing, just because of the high rate of speed that's going to be required for me to tune it. So yeah, the part throttle's great, guys. We're all ones and twos. Hey, guys, I would like to make this a tuning video, kind of like a how-to, but the problem with that is I don't have the software or the microphone or any of that stuff to be able to really show you guys what I'm doing while I'm driving and tuning this thing. But I will say this: if you go to the Bad Luck Garage group page on Facebook, and that's the new page, guys, not the old business page, but if you go to the group page, if you go to the file section, I have the CPIG tuning file in there, and that's a Word document. And if you download that, it is a pretty good step-by-step guide for somebody who's just starting out learning how to tune with HP tuners. It's based on the old version 2.24 software, but you know, I mean, you can adapt it to the newer version too. But that's a good place to start if you're new to HP tuners. I do have a few videos up. I've not really made any more lately, but I do have a few videos up. You can check those out too. It's in my HP Tuner 101 playlist, so for those of you wanting to check that out, there's that also. Now, there's just a lot of traffic to be trying to do this, guys. But I'm gonna try to get one more pull in second gear on the VE. And the VE is not real important because he is going to use the MAF on this, but normally you would just tune the VE up to around 3,000-4,000 RPMs and then just tune the MAF for wide open throttle. But I like to go ahead and tune the VE table into wide open throttle as well, just in case something ever happens and the MAF fails and, you know, the PCM switches over to your VE table. That way it's, you know, you still got a decent tune until you get your MAF replaced or fixed or find out whatever was going wrong with it. I'm not lying, guys. This thing picks up speed fast. I almost said your name, but you're gonna like this truck, I think. I really do think you're gonna like it. So high geared, so I'm gonna have to try to do it first, which I really don't want to do because I think it's just gonna spin. So we're gonna manually put it in first and see if that helps. That way we can kind of roll on instead of you know, the downshift, because when it downshifts to first, it just lights up the back tire. You do need to get some better tires and a limited slip, and then let me do this again. Get one more pull in on on this VE, and then we're going to switch over to tuning the MAF. To the owner, I do want to say I am not happy with the way that this transmission feels on the 1-2 shift. I've not really felt a wide open 2-3 shift because it's just geared so high, man. I mean, I don't really want to be going that fast in this truck at stock ride height with stock suspension. It's kind of scary. All right, guys, I kind of cut it off while I was doing the speed runs, the wide open throttle runs. The VE is tuned in pretty good, and I'm currently working on the MAF. I turned the camera off because, well, I realized I'd already recorded about 20 something minutes worth of footage, and I've got to edit this, and I know this video is not going to keep you guys intrigued for like an hour. So, you know, you do need to spend some time doing this, guys. I mean, you want to get as close to perfect as possible, especially when you're working on someone else's vehicle. So I turned the camera off so I could focus on what I was doing and try to get this truck right for you know who you are. But currently, I've got the MAF tables. They're almost dead on. They are at high RPM. I'm within 5%, so we're going to correct that. Or at high airflow, at, you know, low to mid airflow, we're almost dead on. So we're going to make this last change, and we should be good after that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this last change. I'm going to apply that to the base map and turn everything back on and see how she runs. Now, I do want to say with this cam, guys, this TSP Stage 2 truck cam is a beautiful cam, okay? Honestly, I wish I would have got this for Steppenwolf instead of the Stage 3 Brian Tooley cam. No offense, Brian, but I really do wish I would have went with this, or maybe the Stage 2 Brian Tooley cam. But all I know is this cam in this stock 5.3, it pulls really good, and it's just a smooth power band, guys. I actually just text the guy who we won't mention. I actually just texted him a few minutes ago, and I was like, man, this truck is deceptively fast. And what I mean is it just pulls so smooth and so consistent, you don't realize how fast you're going until the dang thing's floating. I mean, it's picking up speed quick, guys. I'm really impressed with it. In my opinion, and this is on a stock converter too, stock torque converter. In my opinion, this TSP, it's Texas Speed and Performance Stage 2 cam, is like the perfect daily driver cam for this 5.3 in this truck. Even with the really high gears, or numeritically low gears, but even with those highway gears in it and no stall converter, just a factory torque converter, this thing rocks, guys. I mean, it'll spin the tires taking off. You know, it's got nice pep, and it doesn't just throw you back in the seat, and there's no weighting on it. I mean, it's just smooth, guys. From the moment you take off all the way to, I'm tuned into 6,000 RPMs. I don't know if this cam is good for much over that, but that's what I'm tuning this truck to, and that's what I have it shifting at, because it's just smooth, guys. I can't rave enough about this cam. I want to say too, guys, I'm doing this more for the owner, because I know he's going to watch this. Don't freak out when you're watching your wideband, because what I do with the PE table, the power enrichment table, is I don't just flatline it. Some people like to flatline it. What I like to do is I like to leave it a little on the lean power side, around 13.0, going up until you get into peak torque. And then once I get into peak torque, I start tapering it down 12.8, and then as I approach red line, I'll taper it down more to 12.6. So when you're watching your, I almost said your name again. When you're watching your wideband and you're noticing it's going 13.0, then it's going down to around 12.7, 12.8, then going down to 12.6, 12.5. it's doing exactly what I told it to do. Okay, I didn't flatline it, so it's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna just read one number through the whole range if you floor this thing. I also want to say at this time I'm not going to adjust timing. I don't like to adjust timing on the street. I would rather take the vehicle to the drag strip. Now, if you're dyno tuning, you can do all this on a dyno. I realize that, guys. I don't have a dyno, and I'm not a professional tuner. Okay, this is a hobby, but I would rather tune in timing at the drag strip so you can watch your mile per hour, and that way when you add timing, you know if it's actually doing you any good or not. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to drive this truck around a little bit, up and down some hills and things like that, and I'm going to look for knock retard. If I see any knock retard, we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. But other than that, I'm not doing anything with the timing. That being said, I'm leaving quite a bit of power on the table here, okay? Just so the owner knows. This thing is pulling good, but I'm leaving some power on the table because it really needs to be tuned in, the spark, in an environment where I can tell if the timing I'm adding is doing any good. You know, we don't want to push it to the ragged edge for no reason. I don't want to put like 28 degrees of timing in it at wide open throttle and it's completely unnecessary when 24 degrees could have done the same thing. All right, guys, so I realized this video was kind of unfocused, but I just kind of wanted, like I said, I wanted to thank you guys for all the views. It's over 500,000. Hopefully it'll be 1 million soon. Also, I wanted to ask you guys to do me a huge favor. We are 200 subs, a little over 200, like 203 or something, I think, last time I looked. But about 200 subs away from hitting that 5,000 mark that I had actually set for February, which would have been the 2-year mark for the channel. So if you guys could do me a huge favor, just pick your favorite video that you like out of all the playlists, your favorite video, share it on social media, tell a friend about me, and maybe that'll help me grow. And I also wanted to say, I realize there's not been a lot of like hot rod content lately, mainly cosmetic stuff that I've been doing to the Corvette. I have actually shot a video doing an oil change to the Camaro, and that video was kind of just sarcasm towards my wife for driving the Corvette all the time, but I'll be posting that up in the next day or two as well. But I wanted to let you know the good stuff's coming. Sunday we're supposed to be installing the brake booster and master cylinder on the Nova. I'm not sure if I've already said that in another video, but we're doing that Sunday. Hopefully after that, I will be bringing the Nova home and doing a nitrous install video on that. So anyway, guys, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the subscriptions. Love it, guys. I'm way ahead of my goal, and that makes me really happy. So keep watching. If you like a video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, get out in the garage, get something done, and I'll see you next time here on Bad Luck Garage.